I want to tell you why I don't intend to buy the Tony Hawk 3 Plus 4 remake. Some of you have already guessed what I'm going to say, but there's a little more to that. Stay with me. Now, for those of you who've been paying attention, a big part of it is the fact that Tony Hawk 4 is not in the game. For those of you who haven't heard, they're taking out the career mode in favor of the 2-minute model. And yes, you can extend the amount of time in the run, but it's still not the same thing. So essentially what we have is a Tony Hawk 3 remake with bonus levels from 4. Now some people don't think that's a problem, and that's fine. If you're fine with that, buy the game. But specifically for the people who keep saying, I'm going to buy it to support it so we'll get the Tony Hawk's Underground remakes, I want you to think about the precedent you're setting here. This is Activision Blizzard. Activision Blizzard is absolutely known to cut corners. They are known to sacrifice quality for time to get a bigger profit. So for those of you buying it just because you're hoping in the future to get the Underground remakes, what do you think they're going to do with those? Those games are a lot more in-depth than Tony Hawk 4 was. If they didn't want to make Tony Hawk 4 the right way, what makes you think they're going to make Underground, Underground 2, and American Wasteland the right way? All they did with this one was recycle the engine from the 1 and 2 remakes. Why wouldn't they just recycle the engine for Thug and Thaw? You are setting that precedent by buying this in hopes of getting that. I, for one, am sick of incomplete remakes. Most of us got upset when the Resident Evil 3 remake came out because they cut so much content. They're cutting like 90% of the game with Tony Hawk 4. Yeah, we're getting Bam back, and that's genuinely great. It's good to see him doing better. But you need to demand more. If you're willing to pay for it, they're willing to crap it out, and they'll put as little effort into it as possible. You need to demand more. Why do you think the Resident Evil 4 remake was so complete? It's because the 3 bombed so bad. So my suggestion here is actually don't buy these games. Be very clear that you want Underground and Underground 2 and that you want Tony Hawk 4 the right way. Tony Hawk 4 the long way, if you will. They want that money. If they know you'll pay for it, they will make it. You just need to stop accepting less in the hope of getting more, because if you accept less, you will continue to get less. And if in the PS1 demake they can include the goal system, not quite as good, no NPCs to talk to, but still the same system, they can absolutely do it on PS5. There's no excuse for this. Vae Victis, save awesome, expect more.